Hi, this is Joe's Corner 76. I'll be commenting on the human condition. In order to change the human condition, we need to be engaged. I can't believe Canadians might do it again. Give Trudeau another kick at the can. Since he prorogued Parliament, his popularity has actually increased. I would really like you to think about this. Harper was in charge. People thought he was kind of cold and old. He ran the country, passed laws, and actually balanced the budget after having spent a lot of money in 2008, 2009. But, as always, people felt a need for a change. Along came Justin Trudeau. Sunny days are here again. Oh, he said skies were going to be clear again. And when asked about the budget will balance itself. He promised decreasing budgets in his first term with a balanced budget. As we know, it went 20-20-20, and that's billion, folks. He ran on his record, and lo and behold, he got into a minority government, so he still wasn't gone. Well, let's look at his record. Never balanced the budget. Said that we're going to keep increasing the budget. We're not going to be decreasing it. Look at the scandals that he seems to have survived. And what are they? SNL. He interfered illegally. What about his record as a feminist? Look what happened to the two ministers that opposed him. And if you look back at his history, he's a fake feminist. He doesn't walk the talk. He has been involved in the cant scandal. He interfered in the Mark Norman trial. And what about we? He was up to his nose in we. He tried to deny it, but what did he do? He closed down Parliament. He's tried to get Parliament to give him an unlimited 21 months to spend any way he saw fit. They shut him down. But he still spent billions. We really haven't had an accurate account of what has been spent. Also, absolutely when he's going to cut these programs off because they have to stop. He hasn't told us how he's going to balance the budget. Are there other things that Trudeau has done? He's imposed a carbon tax. That was supposed to help control pollution. It's done absolutely nothing. It hasn't worked. They've had a carbon tax in BC for the last 10 years, and they've had increases in the pollution levels. So, why are we paying for something that's not working? He didn't have a pollution plan. He committed, just like Harper, Chrétien, Mulroney, and all of them, to reduce Canada's carbon emissions to certain levels. He said, as did his predecessors, we're going to meet the levels of the Paris Accord. All of them lied, so did he. Pollution hasn't increased, it's decreased slightly. In order to meet these goals, he'd have to shut down the entire transportation industry, the entire agricultural industry, or all manufacturing. I'm telling you, we can't do that. It just won't work. when we look at his record, at the scandals, when we look at things like, I don't believe in a Canadian identity, when we look at that he doesn't listen to us on how we feel about immigration, when we look at the fake gun controls that he's put in, trying to impress us with, hey, I'm trying to make you safe. But everyone knows it's handguns that are being used in the creation of crimes, not rifles, not hunters. And the majority of these handguns are illegal. He has not acknowledged this, nor has Bill Blair, a former police chief in Toronto. They haven't tried to put laws in place that are appropriate to punish gangbangers and criminals that use guns and gun violence and murder. We haven't had anything proposed as to how our deficits going to be repaid. He has virtually decimated our energy sector. This at least would employ and does employ 500,000 people directly, 700 plus indirectly. He won't approve pipelines he paid for. He won't acknowledge that the world is still using fossil fuels. He won't acknowledge that we need to build pipelines because if we want to contribute to the lessening of pollution, we should be selling natural gas to places like China, India, Germany, Europe, United States. Why? Because it burns less. And it emits lower carbon. On the world stage, we now look foolish. We don't have the respect we had from prior prime ministers and prior positions in the world. He's a laughing stock. What really bothers me is he doesn't believe that there is such a thing as a Canadian identity. He doesn't support the traditions and sacrifices that were used to build this country. He was very, very slow to speak out about the destruction in Montreal of Sir John A. Macdonald's statue. It's funny. The Premier of Quebec, boom, he spoke up. The Mayor of Montreal, he spoke up against it. So now we've got a throne speech that's coming up. He's talking about reorganizing Canada into a different type of state. Green energy, annual income, unlimited spending, no promise of when the budget's going to balance itself. He doesn't have a plan. He actually controls the press simply by the way he's used his press conferences and answers only to liberal media that support his position. We have an alternative. It's a conservative government. They've got a decent plan for recovery. They've got a decent person to lead us. They have a plan that will turn the country around. I can't believe that you, my fellow Canadians, are not thinking about the scandals we've had, the deficit that's going to be on the backs of our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. I can't believe that you accept the disunity of the country that he's causing between East and West. I can't believe that we support unlimited immigration without representation. I can't believe any common sense Canadian is going to accept the fact that we can keep printing money. I can't believe that we won't accept the fact that the Parliamentary Finance Office has said we got 2 more years and then we're utterly bankrupt. I can't believe that when Trudeau closed down Parliament, why he did it. He did it to shut down the committees investigating his scandal with weed. He knew that should it come out, his popularity had declined. Should Parliament had continued, he would have been even worse. So he had to put a gag on this, and he did that by closing Parliament. Now, he's proposing to bring it back. And if you've listened to him, he doesn't give a dicky boo if there is an election, because he thinks he's going to win. He really believes the short-term memories of Canadians won't keep up with the scandals that are still going on. He thinks he's bought you by giving out money after money after money. And yeah, there are a lot of people that are going, hey, this is pretty good. But you know, we're all going to have to pay the piper. And I wonder when that's going to happen. And his socialist agenda is going to transform Canada into a place that none of us will recognize. Right now, your freedom, whether you believe it or not, is on the table. To sum up, I can't believe Canadians will not look at Trudeau's record, the scandals that he's had, the pipelines that he won't build, the debts that he builds, the plans that he doesn't have to bring back our energy sector, the plans he doesn't state as to how we're going to have a manufacturing sector, the fact that he can't tell us how he's going to pay for all of this, the fact that he doesn't seem to care, the fact that he's very, very firm in his belief that we need to have 350,000 plus people come in the next number of years. I can't believe that you will be dumb enough to give him a third kick at the can. Let me know what you think. I really want to hear from you. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can hear me on Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and you can see me on YouTube at Joe's Corner 76. Call me. Bye for now.